I think I accomplished what I wanted to do. Ronald A. Givens Sr., and I own JM Industrial Supply. I own Givesco Construction. My mom and my dad were very work-oriented people. My dad was a man of many jobs and talents. And one of the things that he did, he worked at the Creve Coeur Club back in those days. I went to Peoria High. I was on the football team, the wrestling team, the track team, typical three-sport letterman is what I was. And I had a great time. Those were some of the happiest times of my life, being in high school. Believe it or not, I think the first summer that I was in high school, if you want to call it a job, is I had an uncle, and we would do junking of cars, and that's exactly what it amounted to. Then I think the second summer, I worked in a grocery store, and it was a grocery store on the south end of Peoria at the time, called Alwyn's. I was standing and putting a can of peas on the shelf, and then I started backtracking in my mind how that can got from the field to the shelf. And the owner, he came up to me and he said, "What are you doing?" And I was standing there looking at that can of peas, and I said, "I'm thinking." He called me from that point on the thinking boy. That was my nickname. You could hear my name being called out over the speaker. "Where's the thinking boy?" I graduated from Peoria High in 1967. Obviously did what most high schoolers would do, is look for a job. I wanted to race. I wanted to race stock cars. I joined the Marine Corps. One of the things that I wanted to do was be a policeman. I applied to the police department in 1975. I was there for 3.5 years. Then I decided that I needed to work on another piece of that basket. In '78, I actually became an insurance and investment person, so I learned the stock market side of it and became a financial planner. My manager at that time, he said, "You got to do what other people won't do." I would go in, for instance, every Saturday, and I made myself work from 8 o'clock in the morning until 12 o'clock, making phone calls and setting up what needed to be done the following week in appointments. 1982, I went back to the police department. I was in the detective bureau in the juvenile division. I did not quit the insurance and investment business. I looked at that as, there's 246 people on the police department at the time. That's 246 prospects. So every new police officer, I touched them. I was looking for another opportunity, and I'm still in the insurance business. I'm still working at the police department. There was a company called JM Industrial Supply. And when I say industrial supply, that's not just mops and buckets. It's like a Granger. That was in 1998, I bought the company. I also said that I think that I want to drive these race cars. I want to drive Daytona. I want to be a race car driver that gets to the level of driving these NASCARs. In 2011, we started Givesco Construction Company. We are general contractors. We build pretty much a lot of vertical structures. We do renovation, remodeling. We work for the government. One of the things that is positive for us in this whole business, both businesses, is the fact that I'm a veteran. A black veteran makes it even better. I was honored in 2019 by the Illinois Central College as the student of the millennium. It was a great accolade, and I will cherish it all my life. I want to be somebody that leaves a legacy of not taking but giving back. The philosophy of junior achievement is to help, to guide, and to give the tools that it needs to build whatever success that you're going after. It's a great organization. I have a lot to be thankful for. I am. In June of this past year, I joined the Creve Coeur Club. I have a PhD in all the things that I've done in my life.
You've done a lot.
Yes, I have.